What's up, guys? Welcome back to the That's Sowdev podcast. My name is Dev. If this is your first time tuning in, surely it will not be your last. Now, if you don't already know, we got tea to get into. But before we get into the tea, make sure you go ahead and follow me at That's Sowdev on Twitter, Instagram, and literally everywhere else, child. Okay? So, today we're going to talk about Fourth Impact coming to the US. Now, Fourth Impact is releasing their US debut single on October 8th. And I'm not exactly certain who they've worked with on this song or recent music. I can confirm it's people that we do know in the mainstream and people who are trustworthy. I've seen the names and I know that they are reliable when it comes to good and quality music. So I'm not worried in that aspect. So first of all, English is not their first language. So I'm really excited to see where this group goes into the US market. Because let's be real, girl groups in the US market have a ticking time bomb, right? They do. They just do. I mean, generally, but especially in the US. Where is a girl group at right now in the US on the mainstream charts? When Fifth Harmony left, they took mainstream girl groups with them in the US aspect. Because everybody can bring up every aspect of, sales, who sold this, who did this, blah, 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 all of that, right? But Fifth Harmony broke the most relevant part of the industry, which is the US market. Everybody wants to do that, right? That is the goal. Whether you talk smack about it or not, it's the goal. They did that. Not a lot of people can do that, let alone go top 5 as a girl group. Who's done that since the Pussycat Dolls? Nobody. Several years in between. The first girl group to step on the AMA stage since the Pussycat Dolls in what? Maybe 06 or something? Maybe 08? Don't clock me, but it's definitely before 08. So either way, we're really kind of talking like, 20 years at this point. It's really crazy because, girl groups just don't get the platform that they deserve. And when they do, they have to work 10 times as hard. They can't walk around like a boy band in some t-shirt and jeans. They have to have organized looks. They have to have organized choreography. They have to have performance. They have to have detail. They have to execute. They unfortunately do not get to lack like boys do. Boys can serve you an upbeat pop song and, run around stage and the girls will go crazy just because they get to get close to them. But the woman, no, absolutely not. The key to Fifth Harmony breaking the US really was their performance factor. It was that their performance factor was so mainstream. It was so modern, I would rather say, than mainstream. Yeah, I think that's the word I was looking for. Mainstream. I said it again, child. Modern. It was so modern. And Fifth Harmony came up during, a very interesting time because they blew up in the digital era and kept blowing up through the streaming era. So they're on two spectrums of the industry, and they come from a time where people actually bought music and then a time when people streamed music. So I don't know, it's just, it's so interesting. And coming into the streaming era as a girl group, it's just that much harder because streams are hard to get. Streams are very hard to get. And at this point, they've diminished sales. Radio carries your song. Your streams and radio is going to carry your song. Girl, ain't nobody coming for you. It's gonna be all right. If you need to go lay down or something, it's going to be what it's going to be. My dog is like, you know what? Y'all coming too close to the house. Okay. Y'all need to go sit down somewhere. Y'all making too much noise. And I can't hate on her for that because they do be making too much noise. Anyway, girl. So the thing about it is, Fourth Impact coming to the U.S. market is going to be very interesting because I've been watching a lot of their videos. Obviously, I've been reacting. If you've been watching those videos, thank you for coming over to the podcast and listening. Okay? If you've been watching those videos, you've just seen me just be so infatuated with the talent that they had. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not admiring them anymore, or the talent, so to speak. I am, but, it's just in a different aspect. It's really just like, whoa, I really just can't believe what I'm seeing. And I think that when you put that on a platform, like when you give talent like that an award show stage, when you give talent like that a TV show, a late night TV show performance, you know what I mean? It puts it on a platform for people to see. So I think if they bring the energy that they have, especially in the video I just watched, I just reacted to, what's the video? They did a Pussycat Dolls medley. I just reacted to that. Whoa. The performance factor, wow. They have stage presence. And I think that they have the capability to be something really, really big in this industry over here. I think that if they showcase that aspect and also bring those live vocals, because first of all, the US is going to pay attention to vocals. Now, that does not mean that you are going to be successful in the US, because not everybody that has an amazing voice is going to be successful. I mean, my prime example is Dinah Jane. Dinah Jane has an amazing voice. Dinah Jane for Fifth Harmony, if you don't know, an amazing voice, vocal agility out of this world. If you heard her voice, you'd be like, whoa, this girl needs to be on top of a chart somewhere or behind a big backing or whatever. But she's not. That's not really the case, because that's not the reality of this industry or the US market. And the US market is very nasty. And I don't feel that the US market has an entire grasp on Fourth Impact right now. And when they do, they're going to get exposed to such a wide range of good and bad, especially in the US market, but also from the people who are receiving what they're going to be putting out. Those people start to get nasty too. So I'm actually really excited. It's not that I'm worried about it, so to speak. It's just that I also think that the fans are going to be introduced is the word I'm looking for. Fans will be introduced to a new side. Fans that aren't fans of other artists and that are used to maybe strictly, I guess, sit down vocals and whatnot. I feel that once they step into the US market, they're going to have to shift things a bit. That's going to fit the narrative. And again, I don't think that means changing who you are. I think that means sometimes maybe sacrificing some things in order for that to happen. That's just personally what I feel. I feel that's what it's going to have to come to. Every girl group, that's what it has to come to. They're a girl group coming from X Factor. They also have that behind their belt. They have people who know them, who are reliable in this industry. Well, when I say reliable, so Simon Cowell's not the best. He's not, y'all. But he definitely is a name in this industry, and he knows them. So, look, he's been trying to do this whole thing to find the next group for several years. I don't doubt that if he has the opportunity to, he would probably try to snatch them up in some form or fashion. I wouldn't doubt that. That is just Simon. That is just Simon, truly. Especially when it comes to a group. But to be honest, it is a very cutthroat industry. And I don't know where Fifth Harmony would have went without that man. Unfortunately to say, but also to say, because he has done some nasty things. But he has also propelled that group. But anyway, this is not about that. I will say that if Fourth Impact allows themselves to, I guess, play the game a bit, because there is an industry game in the US market. There's a bit of an industry game that they got to play. They already have the fans backing them, which is a great thing. A label, especially in the US, depends on fans. They have watched what fans do. They have watched how fans have created streaming parties and calculated the streams needed to get a song to a certain number on a chart, top 20, top 10, even number ones to debut. They have figured out the numbers. They know how intricate having a fan base is now. That's less work that they have to do. So, and that's just the reality of it. They'll say, oh, well, the fans can do this. And if the fans don't do that the first round, you know what I mean? We'll give you a little push. If the fans don't do it with that little push, maybe you're not the artist that we thought you were. And they'll literally give it just one try. Happened with Ellie Brooke, Atlantic Records. Honestly, it happened with Lauren. They wanted Lauren Haregi to be something totally different than what she wanted to be. That is why she's independent. So, I'm really glad that Fourth Impact is impacting the US. I have no idea how it's going to go. I have no idea how they plan to do that. I have no idea what aspect they plan to utilize, what road they're going to take. I'm very curious, because I do think that they have an opportunity to fill a void in the industry, because we're at a time where we are seeing a rise of several international artists, especially K-pop, obviously. And BTS alone has opened a wide range of variety when it comes to receiving music internationally. And I think that it has created this abundance of fans in the US who stream those kind of music. I think you guys are going to have a lot of fun. I think I'm also going to be interested to see if you guys really push them in regards to social media. Because here's a great thing also. You want to take advantage of the social media aspect. That's going to be your biggest tool for obviously getting Fourth Impact out there, but especially Twitter. Unfortunately. But if you utilize a most requested live streaming party and those thousands and thousands of fans that just be going up and liking posts, all of those fans could essentially be requesting the song through tweets and retweets and using the hashtag. But when you use hashtags, you also have to use a form of media to not make, the hashtag. Well, that's also in regard to trending. If you want to trend something yourself, if you're using a hashtag, in order for it to not to go spam, you have to use a form of media or something like a gift or a video or a picture or something like that. But I guess that doesn't apply in this case. This is just for Most Requested Live. So Most Requested Live is a weekly and only on the weekend online, I guess you can say, Twitter competition. Whoever requests the most from, not only just Twitter, but from Twitter, phone calls, text messages. They do several different forms. And the winner will get a spin every hour on the biggest radio station in several stations across America, which gives you a several number boost on radios. And you definitely want to get the spins on radios, especially pop radio. That's the hardest, definitely. But pop radio is what you're going to need if you want to do other things. Obviously, there's urban and rhythmic, right? So there are different forms of radio. But also, we have different angles that they can attack, not only just from radio, but I guess in forms of playlisting. Because if you want to get played on radio, it's not only just about requesting, it's also Shazamming. It's also playlisting, like I just said. So the playlist on Spotify, the more you stream, not only the more does a song get in more playlists, it also goes up the playlist as well. So the radio stations look at that. And now Billboard has a TikTok chart. It's in your best interest to utilize TikTok as best as you can, because that will bring exposure. And it really goes from there. There are a lot of lanes that you can use. And these are just some tips for some who don't know. If you want to relay the message to some Fourth Impact Updates accounts, that's totally fine. But these are just some avenues that I feel like they and the fans could also utilize. The best part is the fans, to be honest. They do a lot of work. The artists, come on, we know what the artists do. But the fans carry a lot. And I don't think people give them the credit. Also, YouTube reactors do a lot. Together, wow. That's a lot of free promotion that doesn't come from labels. You know what I mean? And they rely on that. Because you'll have a lot of reactions that'll get a million views. A million views. A million views on a reaction? That's crazy. That's a million people that were impressioned to go and watch the video. If they didn't already, and then went back probably. All reactions do is promote. Obviously, we know what fans do. When it comes to People's Choice Awards and stuff, attack the voting like crazy and put their names. You'll never know if they're going to pick them or not. It's worth it. Anyway, y'all, I'm not going to go on for too long. I've talked enough. Just want to come on here and chat a bit about them coming on and to reassure you guys that I am going to be reacting to their new song on October 8th, for sure. My Patreon is delayed from YouTube. Y'all know the drill. I am diversifying my channel. If you are willing to pay $3 for Patreon, that's totally fine. If you don't want to, that is also totally fine. This Patreon will grow with me. Girl, I can't talk today. Y'all, I'm also making salmon at the same time. And my dog is going a little bit crazy over here. So I am also at the same time. I'm like, how many things can I do at the same time? Okay. But genuinely, I am very, very excited to see where this goes. I totally do not remember what I was talking about last, but it's fine. I know I'm wrapping this up. Okay? I'm just here to share my excitement and chat with you all very quickly. Because like I said, I am reacting on October 8th. Do not worry. I'm pretty sure I was talking about my Patreon. Yeah. If you want to spend that $3, that's fine. If you don't want to, that is totally fine. The Patreon is going to grow with me. That will take time. My YouTube channel took time. My podcast took time. Everything takes time. You know, everything takes trial and error. But nonetheless, we will continue to grow. Guys, make sure you go ahead and drink some water. Eat some good food. Take care of yourselves. That is important. Take some time for you. Speaking of you, I appreciate you. Thank you for listening. I'm hopping off here, y'all. Have a good night or day or morning or whatever. All right, peace. Bye.